Well, let's see if chat can stop arguing for more than 2 seconds while their team potentially wins a title here in Season 3. Worth noting, by the way, the stats from the regular season. Kevin Love currently not 100%, but you see what the boys were able to do. Shout out to Ty Lawson, doing well for you guys, and yeah, we'll see what you guys are able to do for this particular matchup. It is going to be worth shortening the bench at least down to 8, if not 7, to cut out Anderson, who still will play a decent amount. Yeah, for the most part, that is not too bad. Bill Cartwright is your coach, yes. So there you go. And you got Paul playing 41 minutes a night. Anderson not guaranteed anything. But, yeah, there you go. It's a good lineup. It's a good lineup. You guys could easily win this right here and right now. But think about how you would have super won if you kept Damian Lillard. It would have been a super victory. Let's take a look at the Portland Trailblazers. Chat's opposition in this series. Let's take a look at the Trailblazers here. At point guard, Isaiah Thomas, 24 years old. Their shooting guard, Brandon Roy. At forward, Nicholas Batum, Wesley Matthews, and Danilo Gallinari. Power forward, LaMarcus Aldridge. And at center, Greg Oden. And Zydrunas Ilgauskas, but mostly Greg Oden. And his knees. You guys are the favorites in this. They have better overall depth. But you have the star power. It is a best of 7. Let's see how it goes. Chat's first time in the playoffs as the 2 seed. Now, if you had Damian Lillard, that wouldn't have happened. 119-94 in Game 1 on the road for the Blazers. Kevin Love doing his best as Ty Lawson outscores Chris Paul. Oh, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge really leading the way on the other side. Beautiful. He took 17 shots, though. He still outscored him. Still outscored him. Who cares if Ty Lawson's 1 of 7? Still outscored him. Nobody looks at the shot totals. They only look at the end result. We go to game number 2. There's really not much to change about your rotation. You do have a couple of bad injuries. You could drop it down to 6 if worse comes to worse. It looks like it's going to be a bounce-back win for Minnesota after game number 1. Convincingly as well. 130-102. 24 points for Love, and at least 5 players, including Ty Lawson, with 20 points. Shot to 3 points in 26 minutes for the Birdman. You wouldn't have gotten that from Damian Lillard. Matthews, Gallinari on the other side. A double for Greg Oden, but it was not enough. So good win there. You guys aren't going to get swept. I still think you're going to win this series. Game number 3 as you head to Portland. Those 3 points won us the game. Lillard would have healed Love's injury. Now the real Timberwolves have shown up. 120-101. Kevin Love goes off 33 and 23 as Lawson outscores Paul again. Facts be facts. Facts be facts. Yeah, if Greg Oden is leading scoring for your team in the playoffs, you're going to have a bad time. Game number 4. It's a 2-1 lead for Minnesota after dropping game 1. Battling back and trying to take that commanding 3-1 series lead. Portland trying to tie it back up at 2. and the Portland Trailblazers hanging around. It's a 2-2 series. Chris Paul led the way in terms of scoring. Kevin Love fouled out after 29 minutes. Which, yeah. On the other side, 29 points for Nicholas Batum in the win. So a 2-2 split in this series. OKC, the defending champions, moving on. Atlanta also swept Dwight Howard and the Boston Celtics. We go to Game 5, though, of Chat's series against Portland. The inferior Portland. And what's going to happen? It's a pretty close game that the Timberwolves survive. 99-96. Kevin Love leading the way, one of 3 players with at least 20 points. The Timberwolves 1 win away from round number 2. Can they do it? We also have Miami moving on over Toronto in 6. Can the Timberwolves win a playoff series? Or will it go 7? I mean, I guess they still technically could win. But this is going to go 7. 125-111. It'll come down to Game 7. 27 points from Chris Paul was not enough. On the other side, Batum and LaMarcus Aldridge leading the way. Comes down to a 7th game for the Wolves against the Portland Trailblazers, as you get a look there at how these matchups are shaping up. Worth noting, Denver will play OKC. The winner of this series plays the Clippers, who upset Sacramento in the first round. On the eastern side, it is Chicago and Atlanta. You also have Miami and Indiana. Game 7, who will be the final team to punch their ticket to round number 2? And it looks like it's going to be the T-Wolves unless they choke. The Minnesota Timberwolves survive the scare and move on to the second round thanks to another gutsy performance from the still slightly injured Kevin Love, setting up a showdown with Chat's greatest rival, the San Diego/LA Clippers. So the Blazers just did not have enough. It goes 7. Timberwolves survive. Go to round 2. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from that opening round matchup, and it really was Kevin Love and Chris Paul leading the way. Beasley did pretty well as well. Look at those 3 points, 8 rebounds a game from Chris Anderson. Where would you be without the Birdman? Where would you be without him? Let's take a look at the Clippers and see what they look like here in this era. At point guard, the veteran Baron Davis. Reggie Jackson behind him. Shooting guard, an injured Ray Allen. That's a huge loss for them. So Sean Stevenson will likely start at shooting guard. At forward, Warrior, fair enough, Harrison Barnes. Kenneth Boyd behind him. Power forward, Blake Griffin, with Kwame Brown behind him. And at center, Robin Lopez and Zaza Pachulia. Yeah, you guys should win this series. Jesus Christ. You guys have no excuse to not win this. It is Blake Griffin and his band of merry men. You should win this. And if Denver beats OKC, you should make the final. Straightforward. Game number 1 of this best of 7. Game number 1 for Chat's Timberwolves. They started off the last series slow and it almost cost them, but they do take game 1 in the second round, 130-115. 31 points for Kevin Love. Another good game for Paul and Beasley. The other side, Blake Griffin tried his best, but it is tough. Much like we saw when my Clippers beat the Orlando Magic. It is very tough. Of course, when you're a one-man team, like Tracy McGrady was with that Magic team that I beat in the final. Remember when I won? 3 times? Game number 2. Can the Timberwolves defend home court? Yes, they can. Blowing the doors off them in the fourth quarter. 135-99. 135-99. The double-double from Ty Lawson. Klay Thompson with 28 points. Look at Ty Lawson go. They also just lost Harrison Barnes to injury. This team... What's the old expression about a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest? Jesus. Game number 3 as the series shifts to the Staples Center. Timberwolves looking to take a 3-0 series lead. And they will. 106-95. Doubles for Love and Ty Lawson. I can't wait for all the people who bitched about that trade to be like, oh yeah, Ty Lawson, MVP. It's gonna happen. Blake Griffin on the other side. Again, he has nobody with him at this stage. The Clippers are dead in the water. Game 4, trying to close out the series. Oh, it's over. Clippers are battling back here. But yeah, the odds of the T-Wolves losing 4 in a row, highly unlikely. The Minnesota Timberwolves have swept the Clippers in the second round. They are off to the Western Conference Final thanks to 21 points from Ty Lawson. And I guess Klay Thompson did all right too, but mostly Ty Lawson. Blake, you did well, buddy, but not much you could do. Minnesota, the first team into the Final Four. We'll get a look there at the numbers from the semifinal. Look at Ty Lawson. Where would you be without him? Where would you be without Ty Lawson? That's the real question. I think you would have been out in the first round. Ty Lawson leading the way. What a man. What a man. Let's find out who it's going to be in the next round. It's a battle of 1 versus 2. OKC, the defending champions, against the Timberwolves. D-Rose and the Bulls on the other side against Indiana, as again, 3rd season that LeBron and the Heat will not win a championship. They've only made it to the finals once. That was last season, and they lost. The Heat continue to choke. It is impressive. It's absolutely impressive. LeBum indeed. I mean, 20 points for Damian Lillard, but the guy's starting. Imagine what Ty Lawson could do with starter minutes. He only had 4.5 assists a game. Ew. So with that, the OKC Thunder, the Lightning, and the Thunder. We'll take a look at their roster. At point guard for the defending champions, Russell Westbrook. That's got a dude named Eric Maynor behind. Shooting guard, James Harden. Daquan Cook behind him. At forward, Kevin Durant. Power forward, Dwayne Griffin, or the veteran Jermaine O'Neal. And at center, Serge Ibaka with Yao Ming. There's a very good chance that the winner of this series wins it all. You get a look at the direct head-to-head. We'll see what happens. Thunder and Timberwolves, the top 2 seeds in the West. Game number 1 Game number 1. Did I not put the prediction up? I put the prediction up. You missed it. That's your fault. Game 1 goes to the Timberwolves. 123 to 121. Thanks to a double-double from Ty Lawson. I guess Kevin Love helped too. What a performance by Ty Lawson. And the Timberwolves are 3 wins away from the NBA final. Game number 2. It's 1-1 in the East. Can the Thunder make that a reality? They had a very strong start. Going to carry that all the way home. The Oklahoma City Thunder bounce back in game number 2, 122 to 97. Thanks to a very close double-double from Ty Lawson. The Timberwolves were close, but not close enough. Not close enough. 39 points from Kevin Durant. My goodness, my goodness. Never doubt Kevin Durant. They go to game 3. Game number 3, Chris Paul not at 100%. As the series shifts to Minnesota, the Oklahoma City Thunder nearly blew it. But it is a 2-1 series lead for OKC. Ty Lawson tried his best. A near triple-double. But it just wasn't enough. Thanks to 33 points from Kevin Durant, as the Big Four lead the way for the Thunder. 2-1 for Chicago, by the way.
I'm just trying to walk through this.
Make it 2-2. Bubba Moose. Hell of a name, by the way. Thank you for the ball. Welcome in. Strong start for the Timberwolves in game number 4. Again, it's a 2-1 series lead for OKC. Make it a 3-1 series lead for the Thunder. Ty Lawson tried his best. Perfect from 3. But it was not enough. And the Timberwolves are going to have to win 3 straight to move on to the final. 47 points from Kevin Durant as the defending champions try to make it back to the championship round. Can they do so? The Wolves' season on the line. Can they survive? Can they live to see another day? The Oklahoma City Thunder are moving on to the final. 114 to 112. 4 straight wins for OKC as Ty Lawson went down injured. And the biggest question will always be, what would have happened if Ty Lawson didn't get hurt? How far could this team have gone if Ty Lawson didn't get hurt? Struck down in his prime. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Cynical, yeah, I guess something's wrong with it. It's just a live version of We Will Rock You by Queen. That's how they used to play live because they couldn't do the big production of the song too often in a live setting. The Thunder have a chance. The rest of this is just going to be me filleting Ty Lawson. Yeah, and then you know what's going to happen? As you guys are going to let him go, I'm going to sign him, and then I'm going to win a championship with Ty Lawson. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's written in the stars. Oh, goodness. Wow. Oh, you guys had it. You guys had it. If you got past the Thunder, you had it. It wasn't Miami. It wasn't D-Rose and the Bulls. The Pacers make it to the final against the Thunder. GG's. Fucking GG's. The Thunder are winning this one and going back to back. Has to be. Oh, yeah. They fucking swept them. Back to back for OKC. and back-to-back finals MVPs for Russell Westbrook. The Pacers, man. They went through Washington in 7, Miami in 7, Chicago in 7, just to get fucking swept by the Thunder. Oh, the poor Pacers. All of that work just to get decimated. Oh, Vince Carter gets denied a title. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the Thunder, back-to-back champions. Chat does make it to the Western Conference Finals. But again, and yeah, it's true, the Thunder only lost to Minnesota in Game 1. And then they won 4 straight, and then 8 straight, actually, after that. Wow. Imagine if you had Dwight Howard, though. We go to the offseason. In terms of retirement, Stevie Nash is gone. Vince Carter retires early after losing in the final. A lot of notable names here, obviously, retiring. Especially Brian Cardinal. And Brian let him cook. Hall of Fame inductees Stevie Nash and Vince Carter. 2 Canadian heroes. I didn't see Birdman retire. I guess he changed his mind. He thought he could win a title, maybe. Steve Nash has his number retired. The Raptors do not retire Vince Carter's number because they don't deserve any good things. Historic changes. A complete change in look for the Hornets, and a logo and uni change for the Suns, which will be remembered as a severe downgrade. That's right. I said it. I said it. So we go to the draft lottery, in which, oh my God, the Bulls have the second pick. The Cavaliers, 3-6. Now, I do believe Dallas's was top 3 protected, but the Cavaliers, a 17.7% chance at the number 1 pick. Also, the Lakers in the top 5. LOL. Let's see how the lottery goes. San Antonio stays at number 14. Number 13, the Houston Rockets stay. They had the 5th pick last year. At 12, the New York Knickerbockers stay. At number 11, the Orlando Magic stay. At number 10, 1.1% from Milwaukee, they stay. Giannis will not be a deer. At number 9, the Brooklyn Nets stay. At number 8, thank you, nameless reporter. We appreciate you. You have a name. Number 8, the now New Orleans Pelicans stay. They stay. Number 7, the Golden State Warriors. Whoo, move up. So that's my pick from Dallas, which means I keep it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the 7th. I'm okay with that. Means I keep the pick. The Lakers stay at 6. All right. Number 5. I'm good, man, with a pick at 5 and 7. Anything from here on out's good. Detroit. Yeah, had a feeling. That's all right, man. 5 and 7. I won't end up with Giannis, but I still need overall depth. So could have gone a little bit better for me, but man, I can't complain with 2 picks in the top 7. The Bobcats hold at 4. And I already got my star in Kawhi as well. I just need to get the supporting cast around him. This will help a lot. At 3, the Detroit Pistons. Oh, it's Golden State. We can go ahead and skip the last 2. The Phoenix Suns have won the lottery, as the Cavaliers will select 5, 7, and 21st, and 28th. 4 first-round picks for your Cleveland Cavaliers. Chat will select 26th. Would I be interested in Ty Loss? Maybe. Maybe. Can we keep the Bobcats? Tempted. But yeah, 4 first-round picks for me this year. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. That is what propelled me to victory with the Bulls. So we shall see. With that, we are off to the 2013 NBA drafts. The Phoenix Suns, with the first overall pick, select Giannis, the Greekus Freakus Antetokounmpo. Giannis to the Western Conference. The Phoenix Suns, with their terrible jerseys on the rise. Giannis on his way to Phoenix. The Detroit Pistons at 2 select Otto Porter. From Giannis to Otto Porter. At 3, the Golden State Warriors select Steven Adams. At 4, the Charlotte Bobcats take Rudy Gobert. I was hoping to end up with Rudy. I do have Drummond, but I was hoping to end up with the microphone. So here we go. I have 2 of the next 3 picks. At number 5, Cleveland will be making the pick. Victor Oladipo. Oh, baby. Could take this generated center, Linwood Kersey. Not that I need a center, but Jesus, then I could just trade Drummond. Nerlens Noel is there. Cody Zeller. Facundo Campazzo. Facundo. Daniel Tice. Alex Len, Dennis Schrader. Seth Curry, the best Curry. Davius Caldwell-Pope. Get a center with your next pick. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the game plan, unless I end up with Campazzo. But yeah, there's a lot of centers. Victor Oladipo, welcome to Cleveland. Welcome. The LA Lakers at 6 take Linwood Kersey. I'm not surprised they took him. I didn't need him as much. Would have been nice, but I'm not complaining. Victor Oladipo, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. So that means with this next pick, out of Sweden, by the way, do I get to trade it? No, I don't. I'll be making it. Well, here's the situation. It's showing the likes of Cody Zeller, Nerlens Noel as relatively higher rated players. But now could be the right time for me to maybe do something here. I mean, Facundo Campazzo as a generated player. I do need a point guard. Daniel Tice, Stan Green. I mean, I could look at Mason Plumlee or CJ McCollum. Is he real? Did he play? Does he have a different name? I thought he was real, but I do not see him. Was he not in the 2013 draft? I was going to say, I was 99% sure he was real, but I don't see him in the 2013 draft. At least not on Basketball Reference. With the Mavs last year. I'm looking this up really quickly. Wasn't in this draft. That makes sense then. Undrafted, technically. Ah, okay. I got you. Came over from Europe in his 30s. All right, cool. I learned something today. I was going to say he has a player face, but I didn't see him on the board, and I don't know why. But, hey. Well, I could go for him. I don't know for sure how good they'll have him be. The other option is a CJ McCollum or a Mason Plumlee. I don't need Plumlee, though, at center. I have an interesting situation here. Caldwell Pope as well. Look at my team really quickly. So I just took Oladipo. We got Kawhi. We got Hickson, Drummond. I mean, a point guard would make the most sense, but I could also look in free agency. I could take the risk. Like, IRL, it's McCollum or Plumlee that would probably be the rightful next pick based off of what they've done so far. You know, Oladipo was worth taking just because of his ranking, but now at this point I can get aggressive. Or I just take Campazzo, and then I have, shout out to Sox, by the way, 58 months on the primer. Or I take Campazzo, and then I have my starting five. I just don't know what the hell they'll have his potential at. Either Campazzo or I go for CJ McCollum. Campazzo would be a pick for need. I'm willing to do it, though. Tight spot. What's going on, man? Thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate you. Can't really trust the potentials, but it is 95% scouted. B- there. And Campazzo. C+. Yeah, that's my fear about Campazzo. Is he'll have a good starting overall, but he's not going to be that good. But he could get better. Well, and I don't really think I had anybody else too highly scouted out. Yeah, most of these guys are showing up with C+ potentials. I'm going to go for CJ McCollum. I think. It's down to Campazzo or McCollum. Sox, it's a question because I already have a shooting guard. That's why. But I am going to go for McCollum. I'm going to take the best available at this point. I feel I can get a point guard elsewhere. CJ McCollum, welcome in. Not too bad. Oladipo and McCollum. Not exactly what I needed, but I am pretty happy with that. You know, the other option would have been to have not taken Oladipo, but I'm trusting that his rating is good enough. I still got 2 more picks this round, too. At 8, Nerlens Noel goes to the Pelicans. Perfect. Perfect. The Brooklyn Nets at 9. Take Alec Red, generated shooting guard. At 10, the Milwaukee Bucks. Tyrone Stockton, a generated guard. Orlando at 11, Stan Green, generated center. Knicks at 12, Josh Hickman, another generated dude. Rockets at 13, and we finally have our first trade. Him and Louis, or the pick and Louis Scola for Trey Warwick in the 22nd. Interesting. So the Nuggets at 13 take Seth Curry, who will play very, very well alongside Damian Lillard. At 14, the Spurs, Rodney McGruder, who looks 58 years old. Philadelphia take Cody Zeller, a man with a similar hairline to mine. At 16, the Raptors trade the pick as well. We're seeing more trades here now. Jerry Bradley for a first and a second. So the Raptors trade out of this round. Chicago takes Michael Carter-Williams. See what the future for Derrick Rose is. Memphis at 17, Nicolo Melli. At 18, oh my God. Dennis Schrader, oh my God. Come on. Come on. At 19, Portland. Daniel Tice, come on. Come on. Washington. Washington. Yeah, baby. I didn't even have to choose. I'm getting the point card too, baby. Facundo. Welcome. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Welcome in, Facundo. Argentina #1. End up with CJ McCollum and Facundo. Beautiful. That worked out very, very well for me, didn't it? You'll love to see it. At number 22, the Houston Rockets. Not the Houston Rockets. Denver Nuggets trade the pick for Goran Dragic. They get Giannis and fucking kick Goran to the curb. The Suns at 22 take Keon Warren, a generated dude from Romania. Again, that point guard, I needed him. That's the thing. He might not even be that good. I needed him to fill out my starting five, which I now have. I have bench depth, and I got a free agent signing coming. I'm feeling pretty good. Not quite as good as your team is, but I'm sneaking up on you as you deal with a tough Western Conference. 23, the Atlanta Hawks take Kelly Olynyk. One pick before Boston. Boo. The Celtics at 24 take Bradley Carter. At 25, the Detroit Pistons select Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Chat's Timberwolves at 26 will have to make the pick. Let's take a look at your team. So at point guard, you, for the moment, have Chris Paul and Ty Lawson, who we'll see if you keep him. Shooting guard, Klay Thompson, who's also going to need a new contract. Forward, Michael Beasley. Power forward, Kevin Love. And at center, Hal Lyles and the Birdman. So, based on what's available and knowing that you have to make the pick, can I interest you in centers? Can I interest you in one Mason Plumlee? How about Mason Plumlee? Alex Len can shoot a basketball. There's really nobody at a C-. Well, all right. Well, we're going to put it to a vote here. We're going to put it to a vote. Because, well, there's 6 dudes. So, let's be honest. Will it be Len? Will it be Plumlee? Will it be Covington? Or one of the others? That is your choice, chat. That is your choice. Who will it be? Who will it be? You got Dwayne Dedman, looking like he's 85 years old. Reggie Bullock's in the mix. Robert Covington. Jimmy Matthews. What's chat thinking? Right now, Plumlee is winning. IRL, the best player left from this draft, but as we have learned, it doesn't quite mean anything. Will Mason Plumlee be the man? I have a pick coming up after this, too. I'm going to get me a center. Gonna get me a center. It looks like Mason Plumlee is the pick. Minnesota selects the big man. Mason Plumlee on his way to the Timberwolves as the Pacers select Alex Len, leaving the Cavaliers with their 4th and final pick of the first round. Ooh, who do I want to go for? What do I want to go for? Reggie Bullock, Robert Covington, or the dead man? That is the question. That is the question. Bullock might be the guy. I'm not too worried about a backup center. You know? Not too worried. Can't say I'm too worried. Oh, goodness. Well. That is true. The Covington has 17 frickin' badges. That is true, isn't it? With this pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select power forward Robert Covington. All of a sudden, after 4 first-round picks, the Cavs are looking mighty interesting. Dwayne Dedman off the board. The Thunder take Gerald Baylor. The Raptors at 31 take Jimmy Matthews, and that brings the Cavs up again to also land Reggie Bullock. Unless I wanted Tim Hardaway or Deng, but it's I think it's pretty well decided. Welcome in Reggie Bullock. Depth in Cleveland. The next pick also belongs to the Cavaliers in the second round. And I'll take the big man, Linwood Vaughn. Come on down, Linwood. Your name's Linwood. That's pretty cool. Is that it for the draft? That is finally it. Giannis goes first overall to the Suns. I end up with Victor Oladipo at 5. CJ McCollum, apparently only a 72, but was worth the risk for me. Even over Noel. Anybody else like that? Also ended up with Campazzo, who is a 75 out of the gates. Chad ends up with the 72 overall Mason Plumlee. I get a 72 in Robert Covington. Dedmon was a 74, by the way. And at the start of the second round, also ended up with 71 overall Bullock. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. So for the rookie signings, let's get the confirmation. Mason Plumlee, an A potential at 23 years old and a 72 overall. How fast will he develop? That is the question. But a pretty good pick, especially at 26. Victor Oladipo, rocking a B-, 76-21. That's not too bad. CJ McCollum, rocking a B, 21 and a 72. Again, that's not too bad. Campazzo, C+, not too bad. And then Covington with a C. All right, so Covington isn't ideal, but he's a good depth option for me. And then Reggie Bullock at a B-. I'll sign him too. And Linwood Vaughn at a B. I'm signing all 5 of my boys. All 6 of my boys. I miscounted. I forgot I had the 2 second-round picks. This is beautiful. 6 picks. Say hello to some sweet, beautiful depth for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I saved up cap room for a long time, and that's why.